Welcome to Car Nitty. My name is Mizan and today I've got a Honda Civic FN2 Type-R. This car, similar to the Mark IV GT I had on the other week, is regarded as the worst Type-R ever made. And in this video, we're going to look into if this car deserves that bad rap. So the title of the worst Type-R, that's a massive remark to make about this car, isn't it? To be fair, it's only called that because of its predecessor, the Type-R EP3. That car was loved by everyone. When it came out brand new, it was cheap to buy compared to its main rivals, and it was more powerful. That car had lots of little tricks up its sleeve, and the main one being it had a fully independent rear suspension, which made the car light and nimble, especially around a bend. This car has the same beloved K20 engine and is more heavier and bigger. In terms of power, the EP3 had 200 brake horsepower. This car being bigger and heavier, how much do you think this car's got? 20, 30 horsepower? One horse, just one more in there, that's it. In regards to suspension, to cut costs, what Honda did is they got rid of their fully independent rear suspension and it has a torsion beam suspension now. So it doesn't handle as well. With all these factors combined, this is why this car's got the title of the worst Honda Civic Type-R. This car is powered by a 2-litre 4-cylinder naturally aspirated engine that pushes out 201 brake horsepower and 193 newton-meters of torque. The engine under this is called the K20. It's a legendary engine in Honda folklore. It's paired with a 6-speed manual and it sends its power to the front wheels. This is the last Honda Civic Type-R that got a naturally aspirated engine with proper VTEC. All the successors after this are turbocharged cars. Due to the stigma behind the FN2, it actually costs the same or even less mainly than an EP3. A high mileage FN2 can cost you from 2.5 grand all the way up to 15 grand for a limited edition Mugen 200 one. This is the cheapest way into Type-R ownership. So as you guys know, the build on this is quite generous, and the reason for that is people that buy this car will put a subwoofer in there and shake the street as they drive down. So it's only natural that I do another practicality test and seeing if a grown man can fit in there, similar to my mini review. So here goes nothing. Saiful, funny! Let me out! Saiful!
5 minutes later.
In terms of modifications, the owner of this car has literally just picked it up, so there's nothing to talk about. Some of you might already know who the owner of this car is, so you know it's not going to stay stock for long. But the one thing I do want to talk about is this is the GT model, and you might be thinking, what the hell is that? And what that is you get dual zone climate control, AC, and automatic folding mirrors. The normal car doesn't come with that, so those are little creature comforts that you get with this that you wouldn't get with the normal car. Let's now move on to driving. You're going to meet the owner again, and we'll go from there. Guess who's back, guys? This is his third appearance in what, 3 months? Saiful.
3 months and I had 3 cars.
Do you know what? I'm glad to have you back on the channel, man. It's always a pleasure to have you on.
Yep.
And I have to say this on camera, Saiful is a real friend of mine and the channel. He's put in a lot of effort for me and even just helping the channel with people and etc. I can't thank him enough. What happened to the A3, man? That's what everyone's going to be thinking. What happened to the A3?
Yeah, A3 was unreliable, so I faced some issues. Only people who follow me on Instagram would know why I got rid of the A3. So the A3, I decided I think it's time to sell it. Okay. Plus it was a very thirsty car,
no doubt. So you sold it, and you've now obviously gone back to your roots and you bought another Japanese car.
Yeah, you know the saying, they say once you get Jap, you always come back again.
What has people's reception been from you going from the A3 to this?
Oh well, some people said, why didn't you get EP3?
So why didn't you get an EP3?
Why I didn't get an EP3 is because EP3 is not comfortable to live with. Like this is more comfortable than EP3.
Basically, in other words, the things that makes this car a worse choice over the EP2, you're saying those are the reasons why you went for this car?
Yeah.
So you didn't want that raw experience, you wanted a bit of daily drivability.
I wanted something with power, but also something that I can live with.
When you sold the EP2, I said to you, you're going to struggle because you redline the hell out of your cars because you're so used to having an abusive relationship with your car, just constantly slapping it. Proper domestic violence stuff, man, you know?
You can't hit me. I'm a girl.
Sometimes I wonder.
And German cars can't take it, man. You gotta show them a bit of love. So I think with you, you needed a Japanese car because you love pushing your car to the limit, hitting that red line again and again, and that's what these Type-Rs are known for. When I was talking about buying one and the prices, let's be honest, you bought at the low end of what these cars go for, isn't it?
Yep.
So you picked this car for, let's just say, under 3 grand.
Yep.
And what's your mileage?
It's 147 now.
147,000 miles. And let's be honest, he's probably had a rough life being a Type-R, being pushed, and he's still going. Still going.
It's healthy.
And this is crazy because you bought this car with Jan, right?
Yep.
I'll put a link, I'll put a little screenshot of his Instagram here. So when you went to buy this car, you took Jan with you.
Because he had one and
he had one before, and at the time you went with him, he had one. He bought a new one.
Yeah.
So yeah, you went with Jan, and he drove this car, and he said mechanically full sound. And with his advice, you bought it. What's it like going from the single cam VTEC in the EP3 to a dual cam, man?
Better, you hear it.
You can proper hear it, yeah.
You don't hear it in
tunnel.
Yeah, watch. As I demonstrate right now. There you go, you open up.
It does pick up really well from the high end. You can really feel it. So that's the story of why Saiful gave up the beloved A3 3.2 and
I gave up the German life that everyone wanted me to be on.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I said it to you at the time. You're gonna miss the EP2, and that was for the reliability. The way you drive, and I've seen you, man. You are an aggressive driver, man. Like you show no mercy to your clutch. You name it, man. You need to stick to your Japanese cars, man. And shortly forward, we are gonna swap seats, and I'm gonna be in the driver's seat, and we'll go from there. Here we go.
Back again with a 3.10.
Oh, this car's coming fast.
Where are you coming fast?
Oh, look at that side forward. No problems at all. What does that tell you guys? What does that tell you? If I can
drive a manual.
I drove the A3 with no problems. I drove this car with no problems. So who's at fault here? Who's at fault? The only common denominator is that bloody bright blue EP2 you had, isn't it? Unfortunately, you guys aren't gonna get the same comedic appeal you would have done.
He stole!
No, I didn't. It's called
Yeah,
It's called stop technology, mate. Stop technology. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I've got a stop button here, man. What are you talking about?
That's just the start button.
See, I jinxed myself. I said you guys ain't gonna get the entertainment, and now you guys got it. I'm just having a thumbs up with someone. He saw the Type-R.
Who is it? How do you know him though?
I don't know him. He just gave me a thumbs up. So straight off the bat, I want to say this. The gearbox in this does feel a lot more nicer than what it did in the EP2. Way more nicer. In fact, it's better than the manual you had in the A3 as well, because this feels more direct, you know. I'm realizing as well, you haven't even got an upgraded spoiler in the back of your car, yet when I look behind, all I can see is your spoiler.
Oh look, here comes a tunnel. Now you know what that means.
You want to send it?
Time to send it, baby.
Oh, here we go. You know what? I felt it. It was like a turbo that just kicked in. I really felt it. Like there was this sudden gush of power that comes in and just threw me forward. Wow.
Where are they looking?
Another tunnel, which we know what we're gonna do. It's a sudden gush of power that literally just throws you in your seat at 5.5. You would easily mistake that for a turbo. The way it's the way it spooled up and it just throws you. That is crazy. I mean, this is why these Hondas people redline the hell at them, because there's so much. It's rewarding. This is the thing. It's not even addictive. It's rewarding. The car is rewarding you by doing that. You know. I have to say this though. We're driving on some nice tarmac roads, and the suspension, although I'd say is on the stiffer side, Jeremy Clarkson said one thing that I think is worth noting. He said this car suspension was unacceptable. all right? And he said that unless you're a teenager that's used to sleeping on the floor or you're used to getting stabbed, it's unacceptable. So, I mean,
is that true?
I don't know, man. I mean, he said he's not being a fat old man just saying that, but I'm a bit of a fat old man myself, you know. So yeah, no, definitely.
I'm a young boy that suffers a lot of back pain, but even I don't complain that.
True, that is true. You have got back pain. You used to cry a lot when you had the EP2, and you're not saying anything now. So in terms of body roll, it does feel quite planted, you know. I thought that, you know, it being the weird shape, it is a bit like a bubble. It would roll a bit, but it's alright actually, isn't it? In terms of power to weight, I have to say I've been driving this and it's not felt like it's lacking anything. Now obviously I've not driven an EP3 yet. I hope to obviously get one on the channel, but I have to say though, after driving this, it doesn't lack anything, but I can tell that it could be faster, you know. Reducing weight is the easiest way to get power out of something. I gotta say, front-wheel drive cars, man, I say it all the time, it's just a different level of fun. Driving a rear-wheel drive car is insanely fun. Driving a front-wheel drive car can be also very fun. A four-wheel drive car, you've really got to push it to the limit to get anything out of that. Do you not agree?
Yep.
Because you've got to feel like the four-wheel drive struggling for you to feel that sensation.
Yep.
So you're really going.
But then again, they say four-wheel drive is very numb feeling.
It can be, yeah, because you're not. It's just a lot of understeer in the most scenario. But to be fair, I've driven lots of four-wheel drive cars now. When you're on a country lane and you're going for it, you can have so much fun. Compared to the EP2, this is a more comfortable car, and it just, you know what? I have to drive an EP3 for me to fully say for a fact that, yeah, you know what, this is a more comfortable car or not. But definitely compared to the EP2, at least, this is.
Well, people said compared to the 3.2, was it? Some people said it's a downgrade because.
You're
just because of the sound of the engine.
The sound, and you're down 50
again,
horsepower, yeah.
Down 50 horsepower, well, that's where it comes into play. Down 50 horsepower,
it's a heavier car.
But it's heavier. But if you check the spec on a 3.2 A3 and a Type-R,
not 260s both, 6.5.
Yeah,
not
there is nothing
both.
in it. And even I don't feel any difference.
Yeah.
I just felt like the Audi power delivery was more on the smoother side.
Because
this one is more raw. I feel it taking off. I feel the front wheels fighting.
This car gets a lot of gripe. There are comments about its spaceship looking body, funky dashboard, as well as all the suspension and weight handicaps that I've already mentioned. I haven't driven an EP3 yet, but it's obviously the better car, and I won't lie to you and say it's not. But let's look at it this way. 15 years on since its debut, this is the cheapest way into Civic Type-R ownership, and like for like, an EP3 in terms of mileage or service history will always cost more than the equivalent FN2. So let's forget the fact it came after the EP3 and it not being a step up, but rather as a used car, they are a bargain and represent amazing value for money. When this car first came out, it wouldn't have been possible to look at it subjectively as I have done now, as the FN2 cost pretty much the same as the EP3 did, but was an inferior car. But now the price fairly reflects the value, and I think it's worth buying if you're looking for a reliable hot hatch on a budget, and that's something I don't think anyone can disagree with. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you soon for the next one. Take care.